Do you want to talk anything? You want to touch anything more from last night or this morning? We're getting some recommendations
Yes.
to do death heats. So we need to
Yeah.
make some
Well,
time to do some
it's
death
not just
heats.
there's the you want to talk about death heat? It's the ultimate death heat, the greatest death heat of all death. There will never be a bigger death heat in the history of death heats. Heat two of the men's 400-meter hurdles has
In
two of the
the
fastest three
semis.
men in the world all time in the semis. Carson Warholm and Ry
Oh, they did
Benjamin
it.
are in the same heat.
They did it. They did the thing. Wow. So I
Bring up
guess we'll
the.
see them compete. Maybe this
I
is
mean,
maybe the person responsible for the heats, and I know it's supposed to be random lane draw, was just real mad about Monaco not happening. And they said, "Hey, you guys are going to avoid each other. Well, now you're going to race twice."
so what does Warholm and Benjamin do in this heat? Obviously, winning it means nothing, right? Because who cares if you win this heat if you then come out and lose in the final? But also, winning it means something because it shows like, hey, I'm the alpha going into the final. So, and I get a better lane draw.
Yeah,
Maybe lane draw doesn't matter to Warholm. He runs fast in any lane he wants. But
yeah.
how do you think? Let's first talk about Warholm. You're a world record holder. You're the heavy favorite. How do you run this race? Do you run it all out to try to win the heat, or do you just
No,
kind of?
no. I don't think
So
you
what do
change
you
your
do?
game. I don't think you change your game plan. I think both of these guys, you pretend as if you're in a regular semi as much as you can because you don't want to expend crazy amounts of energy. Now you want the preferred lane as well too. So if you can grab that, great. But I don't think you go to the well here. Now I feel like because we've seen Benjamin run a lot of easy races because we've seen him in like US trials and NCAA trials, I'm used to seeing him shut down early more. So that seems more comfortable for him. Whereas Warholm, every time I see him, it feels like he's going for the world record. So it's harder in my mind to envision Warholm taking it easy than Benjamin. But I think something is going to like kick in mentally, around hurdle 8 or something of, hey, let's just get through the final. What I want to see is we obviously saw the famous image of DeGrasse and Bolt, looking at each other in the 100 from Rio. Centro and Hawker staring at each other in the 1500. So we've seen it happen. That sort of looking at each other in the semis, sizing each other up across the lanes. We've seen it in the sprints. We've seen it in the distance. We've never seen it in the hurdles, and for good reason, because there's something in front of you that can cause you to fall. I want to see a picture of them going over hurdle 10 mid-flight staring at each other. That's what I want this heat to create.
I don't just want that. I don't want them mid flight staring at each other on hurdle 10. I want them playing rock paper scissors shoot mid air, and then the loser concedes the heat win to the winner of the rock paper scissors shoot competition over
Yeah,
hurdle number 10. That's what I want to see.
yeah. The problem is the lane draw, because you want the good lane draw in this, because we've analyzed this, especially on the women's side with McLaughlin Muhammad, who's on the inside, who's on the outside, who's able to see what's going on. You think that stuff matters. It's just how much are you willing to pay for that? How much are you
So
willing to
what?
expend in order to get that? Because I think if you really want it, if these two guys really want it, they could get it. Because at a certain point, if you're playing chicken, they're not going to want to go. They both can go sub 47, but one of them eventually will say, "This is too much. I can't do this in a semi."
So correct me if I'm
What do I
wrong, but
want to see? I
the
want to see
lane
the
draw
world record
prior.
broken in the semi. I want to see ultimate prelim time as PR time, and I can sell my shirts. That's what I want to see.
Yeah,
If you're
they
if you're
both
asking me to
break
be
the world
honest,
record, and then they both lose in the final to like Samba
Dos
or something,
Santos.
or DeSantis. Uh, so the lane draws are the best lane is 4. It goes 4, 5, 3, 6, 2, 7. Right?
No, no.
What does it go? 5,
It doesn't.
4.
It's farther
What?
out. It's farther outside. Well, the reason I thought about this was because with Eugene, the way they were doing the preferred lanes, it was like 7-8 or something. Were the
Really?
first two. Yeah, yeah. Um,
Oh.
I don't know. Someone smart in the chat can let us know the order of preferred
Yeah, because
lanes.
basically, I want to know, assuming their heat is the fastest heat, what lane will second place get compared to first place in that heat? You know what I mean? Because you
Well,
assume they're gonna be either gonna have the best lane or the fourth best lane. Basically, is what's
correct,
gonna happen.
correct. So we think back to 2016 and Van Niekerk doing it from 8, and okay, that's obviously better than the far inside. Every 400-meter runner would probably tell you that. Like they'd rather run it without any vision on anybody else versus running those tight turns. But yeah, you're right. They could both break the world record, but the second place person would get the fourth best lane draw for the
Do you
final,
think?
which is probably a flaw in the system. If you're asking me, to be
I
honest,
feel
that
like,
probably
yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
be the case.
I think Warholm doesn't care what lane he's in, but
He likes the
Benjamin,
outside.
do you think Benjamin would rather be behind Warholm or ahead of Warholm,
I think he'd
lane
rather be
wise?
behind. I think he'd rather be
Okay.
behind Warholm, and Warholm likes to be on the outside. We saw it those diamond leagues where he could essentially, you think, pick his lane. A lot of times he was going way out there, 7 or
So do
8.
you
And
think
I
does does getting second in your heat guarantee that you'll be behind the winner of your heat in the final?
no, I don't think it would guarantee that. I
Okay,
think it
because
would.
that'll be
There'd be a
interesting. It's like,
chance.
oh, I
Yeah,
want to be behind you, and then he holds up to like what Warholm go first, and then I go second, so I can be like that'll be interesting. It's like legitimate, like it's like doing a fake kickoff or something like that, like onside
yeah,
kick. You're trying to like make the
yeah,
attentional position,
yeah.
fair catch.
I, yeah. Maybe there's a way where both of them get what they want here out of this. You're right though. This is the ultimate death heat. I was looking at the women's 100 heat one. I was like, ooh, that's a death heat. You got Okabara, you got Thompson, hurrah in there. This is going to be a tough one. And then you're throwing out the two of the three greatest of all time. I mean, it's the equivalent basically to Muhammad and McLaughlin being in the same heat in the prelim.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this heat is this heat one of the semis for women's 100. Put that up on the screen, Travis or
Yeah, hold
Elon.
on. Yeah, yeah. Thompson, hurrah,
You got
Okabara, Asher Smith in there too.
and Prandini.
Mm-hmm.
So Del Point ran a good. She ran her PB in that semi 1091. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of losing a little faith in Okabari. I feel like her 1063 is becoming more and more of an outlier when she ran that fast wind
It
dated
was wind
time.
dated. Wind dated, yeah.
Yeah, but like it's still a great time. Like take away some of the wind, and it's still you're running like 10.7 or 10.8.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Thompson would win this heat easily. I could see Asher Smith sneaking in to get second, and then Okabara getting third. I think I could see that being the order of that heat.
Well, and then you go to 3 because Heat 2 has Tolu and Shrika Jackson and Michelle Liayu ran well. And then you go to 3. Fraser Price, I think, has the smoothest path here. She'll be running in lane number 5. So I think she'll be fine. But I think all of them will get to the final. It'll work out. I don't think Fraser Price, Thompson Hurrah, Jackson, Tolu will have any issues. Asher Smith, I think they'll all get through. Someone will just get through, have to get through on time, but that's all right. They'll get to the
So
final.
the women's 100, I have at least been dunking a little bit on the Team USA women, and some part of me feels like they won't get anyone into the final. But I was even though it wasn't a fast time, I was impressed with Tiana Daniels beating Dina Asher Smith in that first heat. It
Mhm.
wasn't a sub 11 performance, but Daniels winning the heat over someone like Dina Asher Smith, who some people would argue is a medal threat, I thought was a good sign that she's ready to make at least the final and put herself in it. She's not going to be running in the 10.6s to medal, but I do think more and more now Tiana Daniels is looking to be a lock to be top 8.
Mhm. Yeah, I think she'll get. I think she'll get through. I think that'll be relative. No, I don't want to say smooth sailing, but I think she'll get through. I think the U.S. will get 2. That's my. I'm working off that. I think the U.S. will figure out a way to get 2 Daniels, and then either Oliver or Prandini will get through. So a lot of people in the chat are saying that or a couple people at least in the chat are saying they're worried about Asher Smith even getting through to the final, which would be surprising based on her track record. I think she'll get through. She's just in a real tough heat, and we could have what? I mean, you could have a situation. It's 2+2, so you could have 4 women from heat 1, and then 2 from heat 2, and 2 from heat 3 make up that final. They need that 9th lane. That's what they need.
No, we don't need too many
Actually,
lines. Come on, eight's fine.
get
Eight's fine.
get that